I help entrepreneurs to show up big and connect with their people by making big business technology accessible and affordable for small business. Today, we're going to talk about success mindset. And in particular, one thing every entrepreneur needs to know about mindset. So, there's tons of really good golden nuggets out there everywhere to help you with your mindset, right? But there's one little distinction I think that many people are not aware of. And when I discovered this, it really changed the way I approach my life and the results that I began getting in my life. And that is this: life is fair. Like people say, there's tons of memes or whatever. They say, oh, life's not fair. Suck it up, buttercup, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that life is fair because it will only give you what you are mentally able to handle in a moment. Now, sometimes that can be good and that can be bad. Sometimes you'll be living an experience where you're like, oh my gosh, this is too much for me. It's not. It works both ways. It's not too much for you. If it was too much for you, you wouldn't have the experience. There's something in it that you can use, that you can learn, that can help somebody else, but whatever. It's not too much for you. The same is that kind of, I don't know if this is an opposite or not, but it's almost like the opposite is true. When something, that when you don't see something happening for you that you want to have happen, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been working hard. I've been doing everything that I'm supposed to do, that I'm aware of. I've been, making the calls. I've been conducting the interviews. I've been talking to people. I don't understand why my business isn't bigger. Okay, I hate to say this to you, but probably because you're not bigger. So what has to happen is, the one thing every entrepreneur needs to understand is that it's not going to be any bigger than you are. So you have to always look at yourself and say, what do I need to do differently? Who do I need to become to have the thing? In my life, there was a point in my life where I was really not happy. Before my divorce, before, we had big major things going on in the environment. There was nothing going on but me. And I wasn't happy. And I didn't know what to do about it, right? I'm like, okay, well, this sucks. So what do I do? And so in that moment, I had to decide to do something because it didn't feel like life was fair. And I had to figure out, well, what do I do? I wasn't even thinking about, hadn't even thought about having a marketing agency. Hadn't even had thought about, I've always been kind of an entrepreneur, but really didn't see myself doing what I'm doing today. But I just had one thought. There was a group I was involved in that said, pick a topic, be vulnerable, and go out every day and do Facebook Lives. I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't really know. I'm just going to share it. I picked a journey. At the time, it was my weight loss journey. I'm still on it. But this is what happened to me. And I'll tie this together at the end. But what happened to me in that process is that I began to see myself for the very first time. Because I would go out live and I'd be vulnerable about, whatever, my exercise plan was that day, or how I was feeling, or, how I wasn't feeling, and, the results of some, weigh in or something. Sometimes I was in tears, and I would look at myself in those videos. I'd watch them after I had posted them. And I began to like myself, right? Like I couldn't move forward because I needed to like myself more. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. She's kind of funny. Hey, wait a minute. Okay. I mean, I'm vulnerable, but I am making progress. I'm out here. It's dark outside. It's like 5:30 in the morning. I'm out here going to the gym. I mean, that's something. I'm doing something. And as I kept in motion and I started to begin to do more stuff, then I had more opportunities. But here's what was happening. I was changing. Okay. I was changing. I was becoming more confident. I was becoming smarter. I was beginning to believe in my ability to do more so. And as I continued to move, then life began to give me or more opportunities, more challenges, but things that I was able to, in my current mindset, to handle. I couldn't handle the things that I'm doing right now back then. I wasn't ready. So this is just to say, as an entrepreneur, if you're looking at your business and you're not seeing the results that you want to see, then you have to look at yourself and say, where am I at? You know, what do I need to be doing different? If I could do anything, what would I do? And how would I do it? Oh, you could say, oh, I don't know. Okay, so go find somebody who's done it. But the point is, the one thing every entrepreneur needs to know about success mindedness is that it begins and ends with you. It's all about you. Forget what everybody else said. The world really does revolve around you. Your mother wasn't right, right? So that is the key, is to always be focused on you, what you can do, and not others outside of you. Others outside, when you're focusing, you say, oh, it's their fault. Well, this didn't happen. So and so didn't do whatever. It always comes back to you, because how you respond to that is what dictates what's next. It's like what your attitude is about it will determine whether you take a positive next action or a negative next action. Whether you take an action that's going to raise you up, or you're going to take an action that's going to pull you down. The buck stops with me. And you know what? Once I embraced that mindset, everything changed. So anyway, I don't know who that was for, but if you are at a point, maybe you're not, maybe you're having a gay old time, I bet you could comment below some point in your life that was a game changer. I bet you can comment below some trigger that was a turning point for when you decided to turn your life around, when you decided to be an entrepreneur, when you decided to do many things in life. Trust yourself. You are the most important person when it comes to your business. And if you can do this one thing, which is to connect with where you're at personally and see your business as really not necessarily, it is your business, but it's really an extension of you. And where you're at in your business, where you're at in even relationships, probably is a reflection of what you're ready to handle, where you're at. And so that's why personal development is always going to help you move forward. It always will. As long as you're open-minded and you're learning, that will move you forward, because as you embrace new concepts and new thoughts and new ways of doing things, then you'll move in the direction of it, positive or negative, unfortunately, but you move in the direction of it. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope it's been helpful for you. If it's been helpful, then definitely share the video. I love it when people share my videos. Comment below and let me know, what was the turning point in your life, or when you decided to do things differently? What is a question you had to ask yourself and answer it that caused you to make different choices? That self-awareness is major. So anyway, again, I hope it was helpful. Share the video, and I'll check you out next time on Lunch with Jewel. Bye for now.